told me if I didn't read them all by Friday, I could find a new family. But it goes back to what's becoming the theme of the talk for me, at least, which is that, like, there are no rules. Like, you love The Godfather as much as you like Tolstoy. You've never really acknowledged the thick line between what's popular commercial fiction and what's literary
pay
fiction.
no attention.
It's pay no attention.
Absolutely not.
And you know, tonight is co-venture, as you know, with the Romance Writers of America chapter of San Diego, and having written several romance novels these past few years, I was exposed to the cultural disdain for romance among people who fancied themselves arbiters of literary taste. But what I discovered in the romance community is romance readers were not making that distinction at all. They loved their romance series, but they also loved all sorts of other books they were reading widely and voraciously. So again, I don't think that serves anyone, readers or writers alike.
No, but in the very beginning of my career, I got quite a bit of condescension. You know, you're just a vampire novelist. It's just a vampire novel. Why would you even take that seriously? Why would you? You know, when are you going to grow up and write something real, write about real life? When are you going to realize you don't need all that to write a good novel? A lot of that I got.
Where was that coming from? I'm not asking you to name names.
Serious poet friends, serious writer friends, people in the academic community. At that time in the 1970s, when Interview with the Vampire was published, I don't know if it's this way now, but the bias was definitely in favor of pedestrian realism. And I'm not saying pedestrian as a pejorative word. I mean, a great novel in American literature was supposed to be about an ordinary person.
Right.
And it was, Saul Bellow was the past master. The novel Victim, which is an absolutely beautiful novel, is a perfect example of pedestrian realism about a man in New York and a time in his life.
Right.
And that was, the bias then was if you weren't a serious novelist unless you wrote that kind of novel. And you did have a lot of people in the academic community writing that type of novel that didn't have the stylistic power or psychological insight of Saul Bellow or John Updike or
felt like a journal
Joyce
or
Carol Oates, right? And they were very frustrated because they felt that they should accrue success the way they had accrued their degrees. They had a master's degree or a PhD, and they wanted to be published in the same way. And I remember kind of marveling at all this.
Right.
And when Interview with the Vampire came out, they were quite angry at me, some of them, the ones who knew. You know, like, you wrote this gimmicky thing where you interviewed a vampire and suddenly you're being published by New York. Outrageous, you know, just, so I remember that, but all that seems now to be a very long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, what I've watched happen in the last 40 years is what we call genre fiction slowly take over the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what's happened. And I would say today people don't make those distinctions. At least I'm not hearing them. I don't hear anyone put down George Martin. For Game of Thrones is just fantasy. I feel only admiration and respect.
It's interesting because I think in the review publications, the ones that we still have, the bias is still very much there. I think only just now is the New York Times reviewing romance at all in any way. I think it was only on the internet. I think it was a web-based column.
Well, that's definitely true. The New York Times itself still reviews mainly realistic fiction.
Yeah, and the horror reviews that I've read in the New York Times usually begin with, "Oh my God, this was a horror novel."
Yes. That's true. The New York Times does wonderful nonfiction reviews, and it's there's very little fiction, and it's not very broad.
It's not very broad. But, so we talked about books. Let's talk about movies.